The first question a lot of people have regarding getting divorced or even separating is how much does it cost to hire a lawyer? That may be the second question, actually. The first question is, do I need a lawyer? But it is one of the primary inquiries, and that makes sense because most people understand that legal fees associated with family law cases are done on an hourly rate, and that hourly rate can add up, to be honest with you. So I like to explain to people the process, big picture, and then we can work down into the individual parts of that. But first and foremost, when you call or email, some people do that, we want to see if we're available for representation. That both has to do with our individual time and our workflow. And also we want to do what's called a conflict check to confirm that we don't have some sort of conflict of interest, that maybe we represented your spouse and someone else with something else, or there are different types of conflicts that may or may not exist. And so the first thing we do is we check that out. The second thing we do is we set down an initial consultation. It's normally about an hour. We don't have a clock ticking every second at a time, but we try to focus about an hour's worth of time, and we charge a flat rate for that. And we look at the case big picture, and we try to analyze what we think may become an issue or is an issue in your individual case. Again, as I regularly like to say, no two cases are exactly the same. Your divorce is unique, and I frankly do not think there is really such a thing as a simple divorce. They're complicated, they can be messy, and they can be emotional. It's not unusual for be a fair amount of hard feelings and anger and resentment. That's part of relationships ending at times. It's normal. That's okay. So what does it cost to hire a lawyer? Well, to at least call up and check if there's availability. Nothing. We don't charge for that initial few minute call into conflict check. For the hour time, we charge a flat rate depending on whether or not you're working with an associate attorney or me, the main attorney at the firm. And then that applies also to the hourly rate. And then there are some aspects of cases where some law firms will charge do a blended type of fee, like if there's an associated alienation of affection claim, that may be taken on as a contingency fee basis. I think the general rule is that you should expect to pay some sort of retainer fee. It may be earned immediately, what we call true general retainer. And then hourly rates, and we tend to invoice people. We try to invoice people weekly or biweekly based on the work that we perform. And we'll try to project how expensive the process can be. A lot depends on the other side and whether or not this is a somewhat polite separation divorce, or if this one's going to cause some substantial litigation, which tends to be more expensive. Something I think is also important to point out is that we do collaborative law. We do collaborative divorce. We're members of the International Association of Collaborative Professionals, whatever the acronym stands for, as well as the Charlotte Collaborative Law Group. And collaborative divorce is different altogether, although the fee structures are very similar. Again, consultation fee and hourly rate. I'm a fan of collaborative law. I think it's in almost every instance, it's better to mediate and work through things as opposed to litigate. And we can explain those costs as well. Give us a ring, 704-342-4357. Doesn't cost anything to at least find out availability. And then if you want an hour's worth of time, we'll set that fee in advance and we'll tell you what it is, and then we can go from there. Hope to hear from you.